Today I want to ride for my closest relatives who have been affected by cancer.
I want to dedicate my ride today for my granddad who passed away from melanoma.
I ride for my aunt. She passed away in 1995 from cancer.
My dad was diagnosed with cancer when I was 9 years old.
I ride for my uncle who passed away 3 years ago.
I want to ride for the original reason I joined the organization, which is my aunt who died of colon cancer.
I want to ride for my grandpa.
I dedicate my summer to people who have lost their battle at a really young age.
I ride first and foremost for my grandma.
Today I'd like to ride for my little brother's best friend.
I ride predominantly for my mother. That's why I joined this organization.
I ride for the people we meet along the way.
I also want to ride for the two most important men in my life, and that's my dad and my stepdad.
We all have our different reasons for riding, but what unites us is the hope that one day our efforts will bring an end to a disease that has taken too much.
Texas 4000 is not just this bike ride that we do. It's about bringing hope to cancer patients and families. It's about fundraising for a cure. It's about volunteering in the community so then we have more awareness about what we do.
I think it's great that being so young we're able to do something so big and really make it the focus of our summer and really be able to become ambassadors in the fight against cancer.
Texas 4000 kind of came in at the right time. It was something that, was bugging me at the moment. My cousin was going through leukemia and I was 200 miles away in Austin and I couldn't really think of a way to help, and this seemed like the perfect thing to do.
No matter what brought you to Texas 4000, we all as a team right now are fighting for a bigger cause than ourselves.
Probably one of the biggest parts that we play a role in is sharing our stories of people who have survived and hearing stories of people who have survived and showing the world that there's this group of college kids that believes in this cause so much that they're gonna bike to Alaska to do something about it.
We're not just doing a bike ride to Alaska, we're doing the longest charity bike ride in the world. And when you tell someone that, I do believe it gives the sincere hopes that it can give a cancer patient more hope and every day to fight this disease and one day be cured of it.
In terms of our three pillars, hope, knowledge, and charity, at first, hope really applied to me because without hope, there really isn't a knowledge basis and people aren't going to want to know about the knowledge, and without hope, people aren't going to want to raise the funds.
Cancer cannot be combated without the research that goes behind it, and charity is what makes that possible. The funds that we raise as a team are huge in fighting cancer because with this money we can give it to MD Anderson, Livestrong, the UT Biomedical Engineering Department.
I did work in a cancer research lab and I saw how much closer we're coming to fighting this disease, getting better and better treatments. And I know what we're doing, what we're raising money for is having such an impact.
It's the hope that kind of pushes us to do this every day. It's the hope that gives doctors the push to find a cure.
What's cool about Texas 4000 is that we're not doctors and we're not researchers, but we're students, and that doesn't mean that we can't be a part of this fight against cancer. And so we take what we have, which is right now our youth and our bodies, and we push them to the limits.
To see that group of young people say, yeah, we're gonna bike to Alaska and we're gonna raise a minimum of $4,500 for each rider, and that's all gonna go to cancer research, that was inspiring.
That sense and that closeness, I feel like I've never felt so much a part of a family before, and that's the biggest thing that I feel with my team is that I'm surrounded by my family and people that I love and people that I would do anything for.
The previous teams have left behind such a strong and enduring legacy, not just in the videos and pictures that they took and the blogs that they wrote, but in the culture and the sense of determination, purpose, and dedication they've instilled in us.
I always ask alumni, how do you do it? How do you bike to Alaska? And I kind of got an interesting answer, which was, well, you just keep pedaling. We've had an alumni tell us before, don't let this ride be the best thing that you ever do. And that's kind of stuck with me and some of my teammates. We talk about it all the time. We want to do something bigger. We want to do something better. We want to continue to find amazing opportunities like this and really take advantage of what we are capable of doing as people.
Every time I put on this jersey, I am so proud. I've never been more proud of an organization before.
I do hope in the sincere effort that with the money that we raise and through the knowledge and hope that we spread, that everyone can be educated and make the right steps to prevent cancer in their lives.
it's not impossible. And I think that's the message that we're trying to send, that if we can bike from here to Alaska in 70 days, then there's no way that with all of the intellectual scientists we have in this country, we can't find a cure. And we're fighting every day for your tomorrow.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of everybody at the Lance Armstrong Foundation, I just wanted to say congratulations. 4,000 miles, Austin to Alaska. People always talk about the Tour de France and how grueling it is, and it's only 2,500 miles. You've been a heck of a lot farther than we ever did. But I think the real point of the story is what it takes to get to that destination. It's not as if you just rode 4,000 miles. You had to dedicate, obviously, your entire summer of doing it. But it took months and months and months of preparation and training and sacrifice. And some of you probably didn't, hadn't even ridden a 100-mile ride before, so you have to learn all the technical parts of cycling and all of the hassles that come with it, and all the dangers, quite frankly, that come with it sometimes. So, again, on behalf of all of us, thank you so much. We cannot say how much we appreciate it. We look forward to working with you for many years to come. Have a great evening. Enjoy yourselves. Congratulations again.
There's one thing that I tell people all the time, and after they ask me, how's the ride? And I say, well, I felt alive in many ways. And that's because through the ride, you feel every emotion possible and that a human can feel.
To me, it became prevalent on day 70 in our ride dedication circle when we were done with our personal fight, but knowing that there are still people back at home who are not done with theirs, and just realizing that cancer doesn't ever stop, and it's not going to stop unless we keep going and we outpace it. The ride doesn't end just because you've crossed a finish line. That just means that you become a new type of fighter and you fight cancer in a new way.
At that very moment, you know that you spent your summer doing something that is irreplaceable, just absolutely non-repeatable, forever life-changing. And that's when it all kind of hits you. You let it soak in.
So it's a weird thing to be training for something for so long, and then you cross the finish line and you think, okay, like I did it, and so cancer should be done. But ultimately, even though my ride is over, people are still fighting, and so my team, next year's team, the past teams, all the teams in the future, we still need a lot of help. And there are a lot of ways to be a part of Texas 4000. And the biggest thing that you can do is just support us. It's been a great journey, but ultimately there are a lot of journeys that aren't over yet.
This fight doesn't just mean that you have to be a college student who's crazy enough to ride their bike to Alaska. This fight entails everybody to support us, whether you're a family member sending their child off or a friend who's supporting in monetary values. Anybody can be a part of Texas 4000, and the more money that we get truly can go to cancer research. Since we are such a grassroots organization, we are able to give a large chunk to cancer.
No matter how close we were to Austin, or how close we were to Anchorage, people are still just absolutely blown away by what we do. And if you go back to the heart of it all, it actually just really comes down to all the donations I received. You know, the fact that we were able to even leave Austin in the first place was because we were able to raise $4,500. I think it's absolutely crucial and absolutely necessary that we somehow keep receiving the support that we receive, more support than we've ever gotten before. And just know that our gratefulness just doesn't end at the end of 70 days. Our gratefulness ends for as long as we carry these memories.
Texas 4000, it's for everyone really. We have riders that bike ride from Austin to Anchorage, but everyone can join in the fight.
For the future teams, I hope that it's as healing and growing as it is for them, as it was for me and my teammates. Even though our ride is over, like, our contribution to the fight isn't over, and I'm definitely gonna find ways to keep helping.
It's crazy to think about, but it means we've done what we came here to do. We rode our bike to Alaska, and we made a difference. Like, we helped. So here's one step, one pedal closer to a cure.